Hi everyone, today I want to show you a really special game, which is the very oldest game record we have today. It's a game played in June 1607 between Soukei Ohashi and Sansa Hon-inbou. And Soukei, who is playing black here, is the first Meijin of Shogi, but he wasn't Meijin yet at the time they played this game, because the white here, Sansa Hon-inbou, he was a master of Ego, another popular game in Japan, but he was also good at Shogi, and he sort of acted as the head of both the Ego and the Shogi society. But later on, Soukei Ohashi proves himself to be better than Hon-inbou, and he'll be named as the first Meijin of Shogi by Tokugawa government several years after this game, 1612. And the reason why I'm showing this game is because one of my viewers requested it after watching my previous Shogi topics video, in which I have talked about this very oldest Kifu we have. So I'm gonna immediately do that. Now let's take a look at this really special game. Okay, now here black plays pawn to 4f. Obviously he's going for a rapid attack, probably right hand fourth file rook. And white replies to that with fourth file rook. Black moves the rook to the fourth file to bishop 3c. So pawn to 1f. Really important move when playing right hand fourth file rook, because you see now stopping the bishop from coming over to 1e. Really good square to attack on the rook. So pawn to 1d, 2f, and the kings go for castling. Okay, white doesn't castle in Mino castle. He uses a more offensive structure. Okay, go to 5h, pawn 5d, and pawn 5f. Okay, silver comes up to 5c. Okay, very aggressive. Silver 6h and pawn 6d. No, but here black choose not to attack too fast. He blocks his bishop's diagonal, so it's gonna be a slow game now. Gold 5b, silver moves to 6g, gold 6c. Now edge pawn here, and pawn 5f. Okay, he's gonna castle his king in that square. So here, king to 8g. A really interesting castle. Well, I didn't know they had this kind of castle in those years. Okay, gold 7b, and knight develops to 7g. Okay, the bishop seems to be a little bit too confined. Now pawn 8d. Okay, rook goes for the third file, but what replies to that by move the rook to there. Okay, pawn 2e, bishop goes back to 5a. Okay, rook goes for the second file, but white replies to that again. Okay, now here black starts attack. Pawn to 6e. Well, white has to be careful about this bishop's diagonal. It's attacking the rook. And he decided not to take it. Knight to 7c, so the pawn goes ahead. Gold recaptures, and pawn to 4e. Yes. So as I've said, the bishop's diagonal is pretty good here. If he simply takes it, discovered attack on the rook, attacking the silver same time, so he can't take it. So bishop 3c, but knight to 3g. Okay, a very good move to activate an idle piece. Okay, but pawn to 6e. Okay, this is a really good move. A really powerful vanguard pawn is here. Rook 2i, and white starts to attack on the king's head. Pawn to 7e. Well, this is a weak point of black's camp. Pawn takes it, and gold recaptures. Okay, but pawn drop. Gold retreats. Okay, rook to 6i, but silver 6d. Okay, now the battle seems to be held in the 6th and the 7th file. Okay, but black makes an interesting move. Knight sack to 6e. Well, actually, white can't take it with either of the metal pieces. If he takes with silver, the silver's dead. You see, and the gold too. The gold is dead. So he takes with the knight, but black can recapture the knight as well by pawn drop. Okay, but white doesn't care. He goes for the king's head. Okay, black took it. Then pawn drop to 7g. Gold runs, And then really aggressive knight sacrifice to 7e. Well, I'm not sure it's a good move, but it's really powerful. Okay, pawn takes it and silver advances. Black draws a pawn, but pawn to 8f. King has to go back. And white doesn't care about his silver. He goes for the king. He moves the edge pawn to 9e. Okay, really aggressive. Pawn takes the silver. Gold recaptures. Okay, black drops the silver to 7f. Try to get rid of that gold from the board. So gold takes it and silver takes it. But pawn to 9f. Okay, now the king looks like it's pretty in danger. Black takes the knight here. Well, white doesn't promote his pawn yet. Instead, he drops the silver to 7h, forking the gold and the rook. Pretty powerful. But black has a good tactic. Pawn to 9b, blocking the lance. Well, white just took it, but then this knight fork. And, well, promoting the pawn is okay for black, because he can just take it. Well, he loses material, but the king is fine. So he's not going to do that. Instead, he moved the bishop to 5a. Okay, knight to 7d. King runs, and then he takes the lance, not the gold. Okay, king recaptures. Now bishop takes the pawn. Okay, now the gold is attacking the silver. So he took the rook. Well, I think he could also promote this pawn, sacrificing it, and then take the gold and drop it to here. You see, this seems also good, but he simply took the rook. Okay, gold recaptures, and here white drops a pawn to 7e. A really deliberate move. Well, if he simply drops his rook to here, black can run to here, and actually he's fine. Well, it doesn't look like he's fine, but he's hanging in there. So here, the meaning of this pawn drop is now if black takes it, white can drop a rook, because now the king can't run to here, right? It's almost over. And if black goes this way, he loses the bishop. So basically, black can't take this pawn. So pawn to 9c, checking. Okay, king doesn't want to take it. King runs, and bishop to 8f. Really good move. It's aiming at this square, but well, white just went for the silver. He took it. Okay, before the bishop promotes, he dropped a gold, and then bishop promotes to 5c, and king goes to 6a. Okay, lance drop, checking, and white dropped a pawn to 6b, blocking. Well, actually dropping it to 6c instead of 6b would have been better. Well, I'm going to show you the reason later. Basically, this rook has something to do with it. But anyway, he dropped a pawn to 6b, which wasn't really good. Bishop takes the silver, knight blocks it. Well, but now black has to be a little bit careful, because after white took this silver, black kept making checks. But actually, black's king is now in the threat mate after he lost his silver. Basically, starting from this silver drop, you see, it's a simple checkmate. So black has to deal with this threat mate. So he just moved his king. And rook check on 8i. Well, normally the king should run to here, but for some reason, Ohashi played king to 7h, attacking the rook. Well, I think it's not so good. Maybe he didn't see white's next move. It's pawn promotion sack to 7g. Well, so the king can't take the rook. You see, the checkmate. So maybe he didn't see this pawn promotion. So king has to take it anyway. So I think he should have just run to here immediately. So anyway, the rook takes a gold now. But now it's not a threat mate. So black can just drop his silver to 5c. And this is a threat mate. Well, the mating moves are taking the knight with a silver, rook recaptures and dropping that knight immediately, and then silver drop into checkmate. So it's a threat mate. White drop the silver here, king runs, and dragon check and king runs. Okay, now here white has to deal with the threat mate, and he played pawn to 6c. Well, now this is the reason why I've said he should have just dropped the pawn to 6c. He had to move it anyway here. And well, this removes that threat mate actually. And the reason is, as I've said, this rook's influence on the B rank. If we do the same move here, well, we see, and look at this. Even if we drop the silver, this rook is defending there. So it's not a mate, okay? Well, but now white had to use one move for doing that. So black is actually winning here. He drops a silver to 6b. Okay, he clears off all the pieces here now. And well, actually, at this stage, black's king is in a threat mate because he gave white many pieces. But it's fine, he can just keep checking. Bishop to 5c, king runs, but gold drop to 8d, and then another pawn drop. So now you see black removed the threat mate on his own king. He made his king really safe. So now he can just promote his lands to create this brinkmate. So here, Sansa Hon-inbou pretty much had to resign. Okay, well, this game was really exciting. It's interesting to know they played such an aggressive games as early as in those years. Okay, so that's over this game. And lastly, let me thank my first 700 subscribers. Now I'm beginning to want to see 1000. Okay, so hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time.